DC has a new character named Marilyn Moonlight, who's being called Superman's Catwoman. Which, I have to be honest, is a comparison I don't really see. I mean, yes, she's a vigilante, and yes, she also is a kind of a character who's like an anti-hero, or is she a villain, or is she a hero type role. But there's also a lot of other things about Catwoman that makes her Catwoman. And in my opinion, Marilyn has a lot of things about her that makes her very different than Catwoman. I think character design-wise, the character looks very, very just stunning. She really draws attention when she's on panel. And design-wise, I will admit, she does seem a little odd to put with Superman, but I am okay with it because I think the dynamic can evolve and be something like, kind of like how Superman and Green Arrow were on Smallville. Some people are comparing her whole thing to looking like that she has a similarity to that of Moon Knight from Marvel, which I have to admit, I do agree. In fact, when I first saw her image, I actually thought that she was from Marvel. It wasn't until I actually read the article, I actually read the article's title, and I knew that, no, she's from DC. And well, so far we know she's a vigilante who only operates at night, and has some sort of abilities. We don't know much about her. Personally, off her design, I think the character looks very cool. I think the idea of a vigilante who has to team up with Superman has promise, and I want to have a different dynamic, of course, than Superman and Batman, which it likely will, because Batman is a straight-up hero, while Marilyn Moonlight very clearly is meant to be an anti-hero. I wonder if this character will become popular or not. So far, the articles claiming this to be Superman's Catwoman, I think very much is making the character very much popular, because I don't think I've heard anyone talk about the character in the actual comic itself, that being Superman issue 2. Instead, everybody who's talking about it is talking about it based on the articles. Which, I mean, hey, I want to talk, because I also am only talking about this because I saw the articles. Even though I read the comic. Which, fun fact, I was originally going to review that comic, that being the Superman series right now, but I didn't. I've had a very go schedule when it comes down to my reviews on comic books, because they take very much like the longest time to make of any other of my videos. Therefore, I have to like restrain myself on how many comic book series I can review at one point. And even though I wanted to review this one, I knew that I likely would not be able to keep up. Because currently I'm reviewing 4 series at the moment, and I was just reviewing a 5th one that just ended. But my thoughts on the series so far from the first 2 issues, I personally really like it. And including older characters but also bringing in newer ones is an idea that I really like. It's not pushing aside the old characters, it's not pushing aside newer characters, instead it's kind of like working together and pulling everybody up at the same time. We're not pushing away Parasite, Silver Banshee, or Livewire or Lex Luthor to make room for these newer characters. Nor are we forgetting to incorporate these newer characters into the storyline. Instead, they are actually being incorporated in storylines with the older characters. I know that sounds really weird for me to point out, but a lot of comics like to push aside older characters to make room for the newer ones. Or they'll have the new characters never interact with the older ones, instead of only interacting with one another. I was unable to speak for a second there. I apologize. So far, Marilyn Moonlight, I think she has some promise. I'm not entirely sure if she's going to stick around or not. I will admit her design is very similar to that of Moon Knight. It also reminds me a bit of Bullseye. But that's likely just the black and white. Which, well, yes, is a basic color scheme. I have to admit, it does look pretty cool on her. I wonder why black and white isn't actually used as much as I think it should be in comics. Because with characters who have black and white costumes, I think really pop on panel. Or maybe that's just me. Although I have to say her earrings are very much, in my opinion, like something that very much could be a flaw in her costume, or in her mind what her costume could be. Because someone could just grab one of her earrings and yank it. Because it's not like she's wearing little earrings, she's wearing those the big hoop ones. And it's just something that I feel like a villain or a hero or somebody is just going to grab and yank on. It looks cool. It looks very cool with the earrings. But functional wise, I think is a little bit of a flaw in her idea of what her costume should look like. Because yes, it looks cool with the outfit, but practically it's not practical. It's very unpractical. Anyways, that's it. Like always, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.